The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the May 18th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. Truly am. But more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't give us a call, we've got you covered. You can always go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Mixed bag out here. You've got the Dow off 73, the S&P off 5. NASDAQ 100 up 42, Russell's up 10, semis are up 10, trannies are off 77. Gold is flat. Silver's basically flat. Light sweet crude is not flat. It's off a buck. Trade down at 65.24. The leader, dollar-wise, the upside, you've got Shopify up 22 bucks, 2%. Mercado Libre 21, 1.5%. Align Technology 17 or 3%. Amazon's up 12, just a smidgen. Medifast is up 15 bucks or 5%. Sam Adams is the leader to the downside. 43 bucks, 4%. Deere & Company, John Deere down 11 or nearly 3%. Axon Enterprise off 8. Regeneron's down 6. Scott Miracle-Gro off 6 as well. So plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. No requests thus far. So let's just go ahead and take a spin around the markets here. And if we're going to spin, let's do it this way. Give me a moment here. I'm going to change screens. This will take just a moment. We're going to begin by taking a look at the daily equity future contracts. And here you're going to look at the ES Mini up in the upper left-hand corner, the NQ upper right-hand corner, the Dow lower left, Russell 2000 is the lower right. So, and we have different messages coming from each of these. Some are bullish. For example, let's start with the bullish message. The only bullish message right now comes from the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 is trading above that oscillator and change line. Now, that oscillator and change line is red, so it doesn't put this in full-out bullish mode. But when you do trade above it, it says a further retracement is likely to happen. The only instrument right now in a daily time frame of these four that is trading above that oscillator and change line is the Russell 2000. So even though I said it's not a full-out bullish message, it's not a bearish message when you trade above that level. That is for sure. So that's the most bullish out here. This would suggest that price may go ahead and target 22.91. But what you and I know, and we know this from yesterday's data that we looked at, and there's no new profiles out here, is that at 22.77, that's really the next resistance area for the Russell 2000. 22.77 is the top of its daily profile. So based upon the way that it's trading right now, the daily chart, that is the message to us. If we look at the NQ, so we're just going to go above it, you're going to notice that yesterday or today, this morning, the oscillator and change line, that's that green/red line, changed colors. Now, when the line changes colors, what we see over the coming sessions, and I can't tell you how many, not because I can't tell you, but because I can't tell you. But I do know that over the coming sessions, we will see that line and price catch up with each other. This could occur just simply by trading sideways for a few days while that oscillator and change line continues to fall. It could be price punching up into it. But what we do want to see is what is that test? Because if it's a test and a rejection, Similar to what we saw in the Russell 2000 back here on Friday. And even yesterday was just a smidgen close above it. But today we're getting a little bit of, we'll see where it closes at day's end. If it closes back below that oscillator and change line, that's just reconfirming that bearish message out here. And maybe that message is that there's a new A to B equals CD to the downside. We don't have that in the Russell 2000 at 111, just to make sure that we're clear on that. So we know that the NQ is not likely to head lower. So if you're shorting the NQ, based upon at least Stevie's chart patterns, that doesn't make sense to me. And we could go take a look at the daily time frame as well. Now, forget about whether it makes sense to me or not. We're really just interested in information. We're interested in understanding where support and resistance is. We want to understand, is it market breadth positive? Great question. I am glad you asked that. So now let's go ahead and bring over the NQ. Let's bring over the daily time, the 4 different time frames that we take a look at. That would be the 60-minute, the 240, the daily, and the weekly. And you're just taking a look at these little speed dials up at the upper right-hand panel. And unless it's in red, which none of them are, this tells us that the NASDAQ, or the NASDAQ 100, is in market breadth bullish mode across the board. Now, there's one other time frame that you and I can look at. I'll pull that up here. But in essence, what we're looking at here suggests that we should see the end. Oh, shoot, you're not looking at it. Sorry, I have it on the wrong screen. Let me do that so it's a little bit easier. Thank you, Mr. Bill. See, I was looking at one place, and of course the charts were on the other side. So in any event here, I'll eventually get used to this multitasking, or maybe I won't, and I'm just going to need you guys to just keep me straight. And they use that little 2x4 method, instead of the 4x2 method. In any event, if you look in the upper right-hand corner now, you can see that each of the time frames show that they are in a bullish market breadth mode. So that says on the daily time frame, price should be able to get up to the oscillator and change line. So that's for those 4 time frames. Now, we have a different story, or we did earlier, a different story in the S&P 500. Yeah, so in the S&P 500, it's a 60-minute time frame that still has its dial in the red zone. And again, what that means out here, if we expand up the chart, we know that there are 128 instruments trading above the top of the profile for the 60-minute time frame, and 239 trading below. So the S&P 500 has got some troubles from a market breadth standpoint, and so not really expecting it to take off. At least that's not the signal that we have at 1:13 in the afternoon. Different than the signal that we have inside the NQ. We will also take a look at the 30-minute time frame. And the 30-minute time frame for the NQ just went to at 105, snuck into the bearish market breadth. So for the NQ, the 30 minutes got bearish market breadth, but it's not substantially bearish. There's 20 instruments trading above the top, 26 below the bottom, so 22%, 24.5% respectively. So not expecting based upon market breadth, not expecting the NQ to just completely take off from here either. But the larger time frames look pretty good for the NQ to be able to make that move up towards that 13,476. And if price gets above that, and you're asking where's price headed to, 13,727 would be the number, and above that would be 13,956. We don't really have to worry about that at this moment because we don't have that particular set of data points that suggests that that's going to happen. So next stop, right around that 13,476 for the NQ. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back up, folks. We've got the charts up here for the SMH. That's for Danny in New York. And we can see that right now price is attempting to close above the top of its daily profile. The top of the daily profile is really where price is trading right now, 231.89. We're 231.85. If price can close above that, we see some additional resistance. You can see a descending trend line. So that's what it's got to deal with on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame says, well, boy, price is below the bottom of its daily profile. You could make the case that this is just in a consolidation, and price might head back towards the bottom of the consolidation. The consolidation, oops, that didn't work. Danny, the consolidation looks something like this. This is what I would be looking at out here on the weekly time frame. We can see that price on the daily basis did find support at a rising trend line. So maybe that's it, and this is at least for its next low, and this becomes a higher low out here. That's on the weekly basis. Let's go take a look at Stevie's white background charts for the SMH. We'll just look at the daily and then the 30-minute time frame chart. The daily out here is supporting what we just looked at with regard to price trading above the top of that daily profile, if it can hold that level. But its next level of resistance, we took a look at trend line resistance. This also has that oscillator and change line resistance, and that's at 234.63. So Danny from New York, you'd be looking for price to get above that level, and I would say, boy, that would open up the door maybe to head up even to the 256 level. But really what I would be looking at, if price can close above that oscillator and change line, is any kind of weekly profile information. That's all the way up to the 245.12 level. On a short-term basis, let's see what we can find out here with regard to the SMHs. And on that 30-minute time frame, what do we have? Really not much. So I don't see anything out here on the 30-minute time frame. I see a series of higher lows, and then I see a couple of really one lower high out here. So nothing additional that I can share with you there. I'd be watching really the daily time frame, where price closes. Does it close above that profile? If it doesn't, well, then you're just in this little consolidation type zone. So, Danny, I hope that helps you out with regard to the SMHs. The only other question that we've got in the queue at this stage, so phone lines are open, folks, 877-927-6648. The email lines, I just opened those up as well. We'll go to the first email, the only email that we've got right now, and we're going to go take a look at bingo for Rich. Rich writes in, he says, could you please take a look at, he's got XBI, Biotech Index, and BNGO, please. So, okay, you said please. We will do them both out here. Let me get XBI going. on another chart. Let's finish reading. Where would this bounce change from a dead cat bounce in a bear market into a confirmed change in trend into a intermediate term bull market in these hard hit stocks? Okay, so let's take a look. Let's actually get it up on the screen here. So the first one we're going to look at is Bingo, BNGO, is that correct? Yeah, BNGO, which is bio nanogenomics. Did I get that right? Bio nanogenomics out here. So you're asking the question, if we take a look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly time frame, here's what we know, Rich. On a daily basis, this formed, it looks like yesterday, a bearish structured profile with resistance at 564. You are at 584. If price can close above 564, and it looks like it may, that on your daily basis is a potential change in trend signal. So you asked about that. We're going to take a look at the white background chart, see if there's some bottom signals out here. The weekly time frame found support where it should have. That was the bottom of its profile. It was tested. It's been tested 4 out of the last 6 weeks. 4 out of the last 5 weeks out here. So that is a strong level of support. That level is 509. And then on a monthly basis, what's bio nanogenomics do? Pulls back and tests the top of its profile at 504. So support has been hit, support has held in bio nanogenomics. Let's take a look at Bingo and Stevie's other white background chart, see if there's any other signals out here to assist Rich in his trading. So this generates a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. It does this on the trading day of 514 because of the gap to the upside. So let me just actually populate this. That would be nice. Let's hit the right button there. Okay. You also had a TD9 count. So you had a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom going. You have a TD9 count bottom. You got wave number 7. Man, bio nanogenomics, that had them all out there. And so this is suggesting that price should go target 678. 678 is the TD9 breakdown level. So coming back to your question, Rich, really we need to see price close above that to give the second change in trend signal. But you can certainly use a close above a daily profile coming off of a bottom like this. And so if you're looking to get into it, then in essence, now is the time. Now, when I say now is the time, I don't necessarily mean at 1:23 in the afternoon out here. You go take a look at short-term time frame charts, see what you can find. Here I've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top with just a sideways move. So if price can close above 588, let's see what the high is here, 590. If price can close above 590, it should continue to move to the upside out here. So that's what we see. We take a look at BNGO. Rich, I hope that helps you out. Your next question was to take a look at XBI. So let's go take a look at XBI, see what we can find here. XBI is the biotech ETF. So really your same set of questions out here. I don't know if the instrument we just looked at, Bingo, in essence, is inside of this. If it is, it's stronger than the index. Now, the reason that we say that or suggest that is because the top of the profile is where XBI has found resistance. And that's at the let me get the exact number, 130.21. So 130.21 is the level that you're looking at for this to close above to give you a change in trend signal on the daily time frame. From a weekly perspective, last week and the week before, price closed below the bottom of its weekly bullish structured profile. Normally not a good scene. It's only Tuesday. We don't know whether or not price right now is trying to get back inside that profile. And if it can, that profile being 128.54, and no, you can't say, hey, Stevie, it's above that profile today on Tuesday. But this is a weekly chart we're looking at. It needs to be above that level come Friday. But right now, you take what you've got. The monthly profile, much like in Bingo, this is pulled back and tested and rejected the top of that profile. So it's got some potential. Let's look at the daily chart, white background chart. Bingo made a TD9 count. We took a look at that. Well, so did XBI. XBI did on bar number 8. XBI also has wave number 7 out here. So if price can close above this 130.21 level, it's suggesting a run for 139.28. That's the top of its TD9 breakdown level. On a weekly basis, well, take a look at this. This price pulls back right to where it should have. Again, 118.86. Now, and you've heard me say this once, you'll hear me say this again. You'll hear me say this probably a gazillion times. That's as long as I'm doing the show, for a gazillion years out here. And that's this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, unless somebody out there can raise their hand and show us how they would have chosen that swing point where you got, it's not even a swing point, that bar at 118.86 as being your breakout level. The only way to do that is to use this completely objective tool that truly identifies for us where an instrument breaks out for any time frame. You really want to, this is the simplest of all the patterns that I can teach and share with you. This is the easiest one. And so sign up for the newsletter, go use it for 29 days, get access to all those videos that are there, learn this pattern. On a weekly basis, price pulls back and tests and rejects that level out here. So with regard to XBI, Rich, you really got your buy signals there too on both the daily and the weekly time frame chart. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The gold report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The gold report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The gold report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the gold report now. Protect your buying power. Order the gold report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to our next question, and I will try to come back. I see that Rich also was asking about Tesla. So if I make it through all the requests out here, we'll come back and take a look at Tesla for you. But I want to go on to the next questions, and there's a couple that have come in inside the Tiger's Den. One is from John. Ruby, I see you've got a question as well about the dollar, so we'll definitely get to that. And then S&P wants to take a look at OIH. So let's begin. John's question is, Please elaborate upon your segment with Tom yesterday afternoon. I stated that global capital is flowing to the U.S. How does that jibe with the fact that the euro, pound, Swiss, and yuan have all been rallying since April 1st? So, John, I'm going to answer your question first with regard to this segment with Tom. And then, because you're referring to April 1st, during the next break, I'll try to take this chart, duplicate it, and go back to the April 1st time frame. I can't do that here live that easily, but I can in the time that I've got a segment. This is looking at the rate of change. So, folks, what we're looking at right now is a table that shows you the rate of change for the last 19 weeks, basically since the beginning of the year. It's not exactly the beginning of the year, but it's close enough to the beginning of the year. And here what we're taking a look at, now John had mentioned the Chinese yuan. I'm not taking a look at how instruments are trading in Chinese yuan. We can do that, but I'm not. I'm looking at the core currencies, what I consider to be the core currencies. So you've got the US dollar, euros, yen, and pounds out there. And we're taking a look at how each of these instruments, the YM for the Dow, how it's trading in those currencies. We can see that if you are if you're over in Japan or your base currency is the yen, you're up 16% in the Dow equity future contract for the last 19 weeks. Versus in US dollars, you're up at 11%. In euros, you're up at about 11% as well. And in pounds, it's only about a 6% move to the upside. Nonetheless, we use that as a benchmark, the rate of change, that's what we're looking at, and we compare that to what's going on across the globe. Well, if we compare that to Germany, we're not that far ahead of Germany. So we will say, I would say right now, and take a look at this chart, there's money that's flowing into the U.S. and money that is flowing into Germany. Is it flowing into the U.K.? The answer there is absolutely not. You got a 2% rate of change. So that's not global capital moving there. Is it going into Shanghai? Even more, absolutely not. So we know global capital is not going there. Gold in that same time period, folks, it's only up 1.5%. So we've had some nice moves off the bottoms. But again, just kind of keeping things for the calendar year here, basically the change in administrations here in the USA. Well, you just want to put a gun to your head and blow out your brains, but let's not go there. If we take a look at Treasury bonds, capital not flowing there. If we take a look at the Nikkei, capital's not flowing there. The Hang Seng, no. Australia, so-so. So right now, other than crude oil, other than the commodity sector, the Goldman Sachs Commodity Index, if we just take a look at indices out here, you've got the U.S. in the lead. Right behind, trailing right behind is the DAX in Germany. And then further back, maybe about a mile back or so is the Australian index. So here, John, when we take a look at it, I see the global flow of capital coming into the U.S. Now, how do we – so why is that important? Well, it's important because we're also in – where do I want to start? From the current slide. There we go. So we're also in this unfavorable seasonal cycle. Today is May 18th. On average, over the last 86 years, if you took the last 86 years worth of data, put it all in a nice spreadsheet, got everything all lined up, what you would end up with is a chart that looks like this, that tells you per day, because that's what I've done, per trading day out here, how the market over this 86-year period has acted. And as you can see, and we don't use this to the day. Does it sometimes happen to the day? Sometimes it does happen to the day. But this is suggesting, you can see, so the sell in May never really, on average, takes place right away. Instead, you get this little chunking around, similar to what we're doing right now. So here we say typically there's a top that forms in essence tomorrow, moves down into June, up into July, the third week of July, and then boom, down into the October lows out there. That's the typical signal. That's it. But what could get in the way of that? Well, first, this is a trend line. So I'm not using true channel lines. Channel lines, I'd use the body of the candle. Here I'm just using the trend lines connecting the dots, the lows or the highs. This is the trend channel line. That's what we'll call it. I don't know what else to call it. Going back to the 2009 bottom. And the way that these work, once you can set those channels out here, very much kind of like a consolidation breakout. You know how we say when you break through a consolidation, the move is going to be equal to or greater than the measured move? Did you ever wonder where that came from? It's really the same kind of thing. It's a channel. So here it just happens to be a diagonal channel, consolidation, a horizontal channel. When you break through one channel line, what you should do, most of you have trend tools out there, is go ahead and then double it, so that you're getting the exact same spacing, because what that will do is that will provide you with a target as to where price is headed to. So longer term, with regard to the Dow, we can see that it's targeting the 40,000, 41,000, 42,000 type area. Just depends on how long it takes to get there. Now, interestingly enough, I just pointed this out. It's just interesting. In fact, when I saw this, I was like, Stevie, you did a good job of getting the trend lines out there. Why? Because when I doubled it, what happened to price? It moved all the way back to the top back in 2000 out here. So the channel lines, or the trend channel lines that we're looking at here, are really good. I think they're really good. You can say, I don't know what you're talking about. But what I am talking about is longer term. The message here from the Dow is that it wants to go to the top of the next channel. So it's in the 40,000 level out here. We can take a look at a shorter term time frame. If you take a look at the dots that I connect back here, it's the 2009 bottom to the 2016 bottom. Voila, there's a piece of information. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start with the 2016 bottom and try to find the next channel line or trend channel line out here. And boom, that's what we've got. So right now what we have, John, and we're taking a look at the Dow. This is as of yesterday afternoon. We're taking a look at how price is running right into this channel line just as we're about to hit that May 19th time frame of that sell in May cycle. So we're truly up at resistance. So if you're asking me which way, Stevie, is the market going to go, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. Well, when I do, I try to have conviction and then share with you the logic or the factual data behind that. Then you can go ahead and make that determination yourself. Right now, my call is I'm not sure. I can see this going either way. Why can I see this going either way? Because when you get back to that global flow of capital, if you're asking me what is it that's going to push this market higher during the unfavorable seasonal cycle, it is that for sure. And the way that the Dow has been behaving out there, folks, that is telling us that coming in towards the end of the sessions out here is that global flow of capital. Okay, so we've got this trend channel line out there. Here are our horizontal trading ranges. So on our horizontal trading ranges, this is our monthly time frame. It's suggesting price moves up to the 35,817. We're in midstream right now. So I'd feel better about calling the top, quite frankly, if we get a spike high up into that 35,817 level. Does it have to hit that exactly? No. But we're midstream here. Here's the weekly time frame. So here's the biggest hope for a potential pullback going into maybe, the third week of June. And that is that price has also found resistance at its weekly horizontal trading range. But look at this A to B equals CD to the upside that is in place right now. So, John, hopefully that's how I square things. And during this break here, I'll see if I can get it back to April 1st for you. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look here. This is that same table that we were looking at, only I was able to adjust it to beginning from April 1st. That was just a day that John has selected. Not sure why April 1st. Doesn't really matter. We can choose any day we want. And that basically says today would be trading session number 32, I believe. And so here we can see, so everything has been adjusted. You're looking at the rates of change out here. And here, things are relatively equal when we take a look at the indices. The Dow's up about 3.5% in terms of dollars. The DAX is 2.5%. The FTSE is about almost 4%. Nikkei is down negative, the Australian. So nothing really significant here. If we were going to use April 1st as your starting point, we would not conclude at that stage that global capital is clearly moving to the U.S. But take a look at that on a longer picture out here. And I would say that is, and especially the way that the Dow has behaved, that for those reasons, we cannot discount the fact that global capital is moving here to the U.S. So I hope that helps you out. Let's go to our next question, which was really from Ruby. And Ruby was asking about the U.S. dollar index. I don't know exactly. Your question was, Steve, can you look if the dollar fall today? I'm out but want to rebuy it. Okay, so you're just looking for a potential bottom. So to do that, take a look at the U.S. dollar index. Oh, we got a caller on the phone. Ruby, I'm going to come back to that because we do have call-ahead seating out here. So let's go to our caller, and that's Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Steve. How are you?
Very good. Thanks so much. And tell us what you want to look at, and I'll try to get these charts here going momentarily. Oh, no, I didn't do that. Okay. I did something I probably shouldn't have, Brent, and it may take, which means it's going to lock up my white background charts, but that's okay. We'll take a look. We'll give you as much information as we can. And is it ticker symbol HYLN? Is that what it is?
It is. It's highly on, and I guess my observation was I bought that second low. I like the fact that it was doing it with lighter volume, and it also had better relative strength when it made that bottom. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that aspect, and then also just again levels on the upside that might be something to watch for.
Absolutely. So trying to multitask here. So first, with regard to this is how do you pronounce this?
I call it Hyliion.
Okay, perfect.
HYLLION.
Yep, perfect. Okay, we're going with your pronunciation, not mine. So what we can see here at the moment, HYLN, by the way, folks, is the ticker symbol. If we didn't give that to you, HYLN. And right now, price is running into a resistance area. And that resistance area in its daily time frame is that little descending trend lines. There's a couple descending trend lines that I've got drawn in here. One is off of the high, Brent, from March 15th, and the second one is off of the high from April the 7th. At the same time, it's running into that area of potential resistance. It's also into the center of its profile, which is 986. The top of the profile is 1113. That's a daily time frame. What you like on the weekly chart here for this instrument is the fact that price held the bottom of its weekly profile, and it is bullish in structure. And that bottom of that profile is 864. The center is at 1001, and the top is at 1206. So let's assume here, let's play it this way, that the daily is going to be able to push up above 986, get above the trend line, get above the center of its daily profile. Then the next level you're really looking for is 1001. You'd like to see price close above that on a weekly basis. If it does, the signal there is in a bearish structure or bullish structured profile, typically when you close above that point of control or that center, you should be able to, buyers should have the strength to push price all the way up to the top of that box. So 1206 right now is the level, ultimate level that you're at least looking at right now based upon our TAS market profiles. So before I switch charts out there, any questions about that yet so far?
No, that's great, Steve. I'll have to go back and listen to it in the archive and get all these numbers down. But it's not, there's a fair amount of levels have to contend with, but that's what I wanted to know. So I appreciate that.
Perfect. Okay. So back to the weekly chart now. I've got that up on our screen here. And when this bottomed with a TD9 count. So that was about 5 weeks ago. So you've got that there. What we can see here is that price's resistance on the weekly time frame is going to be that oscillator and change line. And that's right at the, let me give you the exact number here. That is at 996. So a weekly close above that, I know we're shooting for 1001, but a weekly close above this would be a bullish signal for you. On the daily time frame, we can see that this formed a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom and a TD9 count bottom. Oh, Brent, what a beautiful setup here. And now where your real resistance areas, other than the profile, so we got the profile resistance, you have your TD9 breakdown levels. They're at 1044, 11, and 1392. Ordinarily, I would say if price closed above 1044, you'd have your change in trend. But at 1113 is the top of that daily profile, and at 11 bucks even Steven is the second or the next TD9 breakdown level from above. So I would say if price closed above 1113, that's where you get that run to the weekly level, $12 and something or what have you. So everything here looks good. You picked up a real nice set of bottoming signals here, and congrats to you on that trade.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. I really appreciate, all those numbers. And I know it's a lot to have to put all together. I appreciate it. It's definitely very helpful. And
it's good. We got it. And on a 30-minute basis right now, the signal is it wants to move higher for the rest of the afternoon. That's what I'm seeing. So it's dealing with that resistance, though, so you know where your battleground is at. And just dip your shoulder into them and check them into the boards and get rid of that resistance. All right?
Yeah, I know it's this is early on in the count and everything, and it's just kind of coming off that bottom, but that's very helpful to give me those numbers to be watching and see how it handles it as it gets there. So
perfect. And you got everything
again,
you want. You bet. Hey, thanks for calling. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Now let's go back to the U.S. dollar index. Okay, you bet. Let's go back to the U.S. dollar index for Ruby. And Ruby's looking for a bottom in the U.S. dollar. So let's come take a look at this set of charts as soon as I can find it. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere handy. Here we go. So Ruby, you know how we were taking a look at the daily time frame and prices below the bottom of the daily and which was a bullish structured profile. And when I looked at it this morning, when I first saw this on my other charts, I said, geez, this is terrible. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Look at the bottom left-hand panel. That is the monthly time frame, and you can see how price is running right into a trend line. So right now, that's what you have going for you. Is that a bottom? Well, let's do this here. I'm going to go ahead, and it takes me just a moment here to maneuver. Oh, shoot. We're going to – you never like me – you don't want to hear me say, oh, shoot, when I'm trying to maneuver during a live show out there, but that's okay. I've I've gotten past this. So here we're going to take a look at, now this is going to be 4 currency pairs. You've got the US dollar, and then you've got the 3 top currency pairs that make up that index out here. What Ruby's looking at is the daily time frame chart out here. And Ruby, not unless price were to close back above 90.13 today, would we be getting a signal of a bottom. 89.62, and I don't know the exact low just yet here. Let's take a quick peek. 89.67. 89.62 is another TD9 breakout level. But look in the upper right-hand side out here. See how the euro is taking out its TD9 breakdown level? I don't think you have a buyable bottom in the U.S. dollar right now, Ruby. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to our next caller, Tom. Tom, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
I'm good, Steve. How are you?
Very good. Thanks so much for asking. So I know you're calling about Hecla. Ticker symbol there, folks, is HL. Tell the folks what you're doing and how I can best help you.
I'm in at $7, and I just wanted to see what you thought as far as how far it's going to run.
Sure. So if we take a look at Hecla, a nice move. It's up above all kinds of TAS market profile resistance, so that's not something that is in play. On a weekly time frame, Tom, I've got an A to B equals CD pattern with its first price projection at the 971. Oh, nobody's seen the chart. Sorry about that. Let me get that going here. Here are the charts. So you'll see that price above all the profile levels, daily, weekly, and monthly. And in the center chart, the weekly chart, is where I went ahead and put the A to B equals CD pattern. So the price projection level, the first price projection level, is at 971. That doesn't mean that it has to stop there. Could head up to 1118. We use these A to B equals CD patterns, Tom, as a measurement tool for approximately where price will head to. So to use them right to the T, so to speak. Let me pull over my other charts, take a look at the daily and the weekly out here for Hecla, just see if there's any other signals that you need to be concerned with. When I take a look at the daily time frame, I don't really see anything there to suggest that the rally in Hecla will stop. Doesn't mean that it can't. On a weekly basis, everything here looks positive as well. On the short-term time frame, on a 30-minute, it's giving a signal of potentially stalling, but this looks like it wants to continue to move higher up into that at least that A to B equals CD price projection as things are right now. And again, that's the 971 level. How does that work for you?
That's pretty much what I was thinking. Right around that 970 area and eventually up to that 11 area.
Perfect.
Hey, I just realized. Quick question I'd like to ask you is,
Tom, I apologize. The show's over. I didn't realize we were that short on time. My apology. Do me a favor, please call me back tomorrow, and I'll answer any question that you've got. Hey, folks, stay tuned. 2 more great hours lined up, and we'll see you on Wonderful Wednesday. Thanks, Tom, for calling.